Good afternoon or early evening. Surprise, surprise. It's my once in a blue moon weekend edition or broadcast. I'll kick off in about a minute. You can see the subject title, so it definitely speaks for itself. I'm going to be getting into some scripture today. We're going to talk real plain for a minute, and I'm going to get out of here. I want to make a couple of observations. As my description says, my 2 cents for what it's worth, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. Now, for those who you tune in to TikTok and all those things, and you watch video blogs, not a big deal. But for others, you probably ask yourself the question as I get ready to get into this. Who is Gabe and who are these people who get in front of their cameras, sitting in their cars and doing all this kind of thing and broadcasting? I'm not a life coach. I'm not wasting my time, with all due respect with that. I've been in ministry almost 30 years. So with all due, I think ministry is a little bit higher responsibility than life coach. Not knocking it, you do your thing. But I can do some life coaching in ministry. If you know what you're doing, it's not that hard to do. But I want to share a few things, and I think I've given enough time. I'm going to hit this and go get me some grocery and get out of your way. Let me kind of set the stage here. As those who follow me on Facebook or connect to me on Facebook, you just read a post that I put up recently. And let me read through here real quick. Got to go to my individual page. And I just want to read this. Sometimes I've explained, people ask me about the impetus or the motivation for some of my posts, particularly on Facebook. And not everything I say is about me, period. I say things because I have conversations with people, and I understand sometimes there's a struggle to articulate a person's views. And so I formulate the thoughts behind what I've been told, and I express it. Sometimes it is about me. I don't necessarily come right out and say that, but I don't have to. Here's what I wrote. For the record, I am single. I go to bed single. I wake up single. I go to work single. I am raising my son single. So I did put me in this. I go to worship single. I shop single. I watch movies at home or at the theater single. I cook and clean single. I send out and receive, should it be text, but messages single. I make and answer phone calls single. I've gone on dates single. I've gone and came home. I was still single when I went, and I was single when I got home. I've driven across the country, so obviously this one would be about me. If you want to try to figure out getting Gabe's head, this one clearly is about me. I've driven across the country and lived in 3 states, all while being single. That is not going to change until the appointed time, period. And don't ask, because I ain't telling, my little slang there. Until then, I will do all these things and more as a matter of necessity or enjoyment, because I choose to. Because I choose to. Now, I put that there. Obviously, some of that is about me, but that's also others I've had conversation with who struggle with trying to communicate with people, because some of the stuff I said by necessity. I cook and clean. That's necessity. I wake up. I go to bed. Those are necessities. However, there are some things that's social on that list. Now, listen to me. I'm gonna turn a corner, but I just wanted you to get a foundation. Some of that stuff on that list is social. I literally flat out said, I've gone on dates single. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to disconnect the thinking that a date is automatically trying to lead to some end. No, I can extend an invitation to a man or a woman, in fact, because a date just means a scheduled event. It doesn't necessarily mean, even though we automatically do that, I get it, y'all do, I don't. I actually take words literally where they are literal, and I take them figuratively where they're figurative. So when somebody says, let's schedule a date or save the date, they just mean a time frame on a calendar to do a certain thing at a certain time. That's all it means. So I've gone out and sat with male friends with no interest relationally, obviously, and had lunch, and whatever the case may be. Okay? I set a date, an appointed time. That's all that word literally means, but I'll let you fuss over that. I do that as a single person, male or female. I go, I come home. So I am a social being. I was created by God, yes, that's what I believe, to be social, to interact with people, to socialize, that's the term. And I am not going to hide from the fact that I socialize. But I also, as a single person, do not socialize. I have times when I don't do things, when I don't go places with people, when I'm not interested in taking my free time to do anything other than what I choose to do by myself. And I enjoy time by myself. And while I'm single and in this time frame of being single, I'm going to enjoy socializing from time to time and doing things by myself and unapologetically. Unapologetically. And sometimes you have to communicate that. And so I wanted to help not only express, because I could put it in words, that's part of my abilities. So I put it in words, and obviously you could see the comments. I articulated, I wasn't the only one who was thinking that. I have an ability of articulation of thought, and I use my ability to not only express my thoughts, but to help others. Now, that said, I wanted to do a video on this because what I am noticing, and I've been noticing for a while, I don't speak to everything I see unless I'm talking to some individual on the phone or whatever. But what's interesting to me is, ladies, I love you. I should have said that a couple minutes ago, and I'm almost done. I love y'all. I've been single for 7 and it'll be 1.5 years and 2 months, just a little under 2 months. And here's what I've noticed on social media and off in conversations with people: the in and out of relationships, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, fellas, stay with me for a minute. I know I don't normally do this, but I am going to do it today. There's a lot of kind of incidental relationships that I can see. There's a lot of just, we're hanging around each other. See why I said I'm single, even when I go out on a date? Does it make sense now? So even if I extend an invitation and I go out and sit down with someone and talk and laugh and eat a meal, I'm single. And my brother, who is on my Facebook page, told me point blank, Gabe, don't play the game. So I don't. I can sit there, have a conversation, laugh, and yes, listen, I typically don't extend invitations to individual females that I don't have some attraction to. Now, if that scares you and terrifies you and makes no sense to you, what kind of socializing do you do? Now, the word attraction is also a general word. So when it comes to males, for example, I'm probably more prone to sit down with a preacher than I am just with a, well, kind of like the gentleman in my neighborhood who are not into that world. So my brother, Elder William Sims, if I was living where he lived, I'd be like, hey man, let's go sit down and have some lunch or something and we can chop it up. He also sings, I hum, you know. I remember you singing, brother, I remember. So we can chop it up. Do you understand? So attraction is about like interest in some real way. Now, men and women, it's a little deeper than that. I get it, but I just want to help you get your terminology together. So I'm going to sit down with people with whom I have a mutual position of life or whatever the case may be. It just makes sense. And as a man who extends an invitation to a woman, unless it's a business situation, I'm probably going to extend an invitation to a woman with whom there is some attraction there. It doesn't mean it's going to turn into my boo. She's not going to become my wife. I'm not going to become her boyfriend, her exclusive. I'm turning that corner. No, we have a general attraction to each other, and it doesn't have to lead into something deep. We're just going to sit and talk and laugh or whatever. Okay? Hope that makes sense. But I'm not talking about that on this video. That's just, explanation. I'm talking about those who are getting into this kind of hit and miss type thing. And I understand that this, and what I'm going to say is going to knock up against the thinking. And I know you're not going to like it. I get it. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. But some of y'all are not going to like this. I have had women say to me that, well, Gabe, we can no longer be friends. Not that we were deep friends, but anyway, because I'm talking to this gentleman and I want to see where it goes. That sounds like it makes perfect sense. Think about it though. Gabe, you and I can't talk as two human beings socializing with each other because I'm talking not in an exclusive dating relationship with this man. And I'm not giving anybody's names. so nobody should be nervous. I don't do that. But I'm talking to this guy. Oh, okay, cool. How long have you been talking? Well, we've been talking for a little while now. Okay. But now they can no longer communicate in any form with me because they are in a maybe, hopefully one day, possibly could be, you never know, relationship with this guy. So I can't talk to you. Now, I just got to explaining, I don't play games with people, etc., etc. Yeah, there may be some attraction, but we just communicate. So they completely say, Gabe, I can't deal with you at all. Not because I'm married, not because this guy's asked me to be his woman. Fellas, stay with me. Not that because he's made any statement to that the end, but because she's so worried that if he finds out she's a person who socializes with those of the opposite sex, he's going to turn his face. Now, let's for a second, let me just say this. This is not, I didn't intend to say this, but let me say this. Ladies, that's a dangerous proposition, and you don't realize it. Because you, unless you work at home, and you have no male friends at all except the ones that you're hoping one of them will become your man. Okay, if that's you, that's fine. That's not, I'm not talking to you. But if you are a woman who socializes and is friendly, and you believe that the only way you can demonstrate that you're truly about wanting to get into an exclusive relationship is to only talk to the man who you hope will be your boo, first of all, this is why you keep running into dead ends, because you make yourself exclusive. Watch this corner turn before he even makes you exclusive. Told you you weren't going to like this. I told you. Ladies, some of you are making yourself exclusive to a situation and a man who has not made you exclusive. Stop for a second and realize it sounded great when I said it. Hey, Gabe, I can't talk to you because I'm talking to so-and-so and so, and I don't want there to be any confusion. I want him to know that I am all about him. Really? Has he made that? And I've asked in the past over these years. So has he made the same statement? Well, I'm not asking him to do that, but I would hope that he does. So he hasn't made the statement. He hasn't asked you specifically to be his woman, for which now would make sense for you to tell, well, to some extent, to say to men who you were thinking were going to court you, okay, I got to step back from you. So first of all, you didn't really look to have an actual relationship with me then. You weren't really trying to be my friend. You weren't really even trying to get to know me. You were just trying to see if I was a piece of meat that you could buy from a market. I said it. I am not a piece of meat. I am a human being. And when I introduce myself to someone and I talk with them and I express some things about myself, I'm a very transparent person. I don't want to be treated like you're just picking me up like a loaf of bread or an orange and trying to see if I'm right and if I'm going to be the one you take home. So when you can just easily drop me because it was just about, Gabe, are you going to step up and be my man or not? And I didn't do it fast enough and he beat me to it, or you think he's beating me to it, so you're able to drop me, that's a problem. And it might speak to why you don't find yourself bringing the attention and holding the attention of the kind of man you want. You want the man who's going to be fidelis and all of that. That's fine. I don't think there's any woman I've ever met who doesn't want that. But the problem is, look at this little game. You don't think it's a game, but it's a game. Well, if I date, then I got to be kind of playing this in the middle thing where I have these kind of just around me, but it's all about make me your boo. And if you don't hurry up and make me your boo, or start saying phrases to me and doing things and constantly calling me and constantly texting me and constantly inviting me, then I'm just going to assume you're playing a game and you don't want to be in a relationship with me, so I'll just boom, drop you. That's not patient at all. And you don't even want me to get on if you're a Christian, because where's your patience? Well, I'm too old. Okay, when does your age have anything to do with you trying to develop a relationship that can last the rest of your life, however old you are? So even if you're 80, okay, you want to be in a relationship? Yes, but you're just going to get into a speed dating? What are you doing? You got to be patient, because that's a human being. You're a human being, and however old you are, you got all that history behind you. I'm 48. I got 48 years of history that's got to be understood as it impacts who I am today. But if you just want to see if I'm going to ask you to be my wife, then you're clueless. Gabe, just make me your exclusive boo, and then we can figure out the rest. No, I've been married multiple times. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So if you can't work at my pace and slow down and let's chit chat for a minute, well, then that probably explains why I wouldn't even imagine talking to you any further. What's your hurt? But let's deal with the men's side. Ladies, I want to ask you a question. In your speed, what's really going on? So you guys, he asked you on a date. Let's run through a scenario. He asked you on a date. Y'all exchange numbers. You meet, let's say social media. You meet, you exchange numbers. You talk it up a little bit. You know, you talk, oh, talk to you tomorrow. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Does that mean you're exclusively dating? No, but trust me, I've had conversations with women who take the talking every day as we must be on our way. No, you're not. No, you're not. He ain't got nothing to do, or he got a lot of time on his hands, whatever the case may be. That's why I would be concerned if you're talking every day and you just met. Now, if you go right on and boom, you're in an exclusive relationship and you get married, great. That's rare that those work. Let's just look at the statistics. It's rare that those relationships last. It's rare because they're like, what did I just say? There's the history behind you that impacts who you are. So it's great that you talk every day. Every day. We talk every day. I've had those kind of everyday conversations. How was your day? It was good. How was yours? It was good. What went on today? Nothing worth talking about. So what's going on with you? What's going on with you? We talk every day. Oh, I love this one. And we talk about everything. We talk about everything. No, you don't. I promise you, if I could be a fly on the wall, I promise you, you don't talk about everything. There are subjects, and let me talk about men, that we don't particularly get into. There are subjects we don't necessarily, when we meet someone, no matter how attracted we may be to her, we don't typically get into them. We just don't. Now, there are some men who will be transparent about old relationships because he's afraid of getting hurt. So he'll talk about them, but he'll talk about them in a certain way. He'll only speak about them in terms of what happened to him. And then he'll say about himself something to this effect. You know, we all do things wrong. He won't ever itemize what those things are. He'll just say, I've done bad things in my life, but he won't say what they are. But he'll definitely talk to you about the hurt that he got from the women, especially if she cheated, or if she dogged him out, or took his money, or wouldn't let him see his babies, or whatever the case may be. He'll go on and on. He'll talk about all that, but he ain't gonna talk about necessarily what he did. I've talked to people and told them the things I did wrong in previous relationships, and you can't imagine the shock that be on their face because they don't expect it, because men don't typically do that. I do it on purpose. One, because I'm over it. It's 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years, whatever. I'm done. I'm good. I'm healed. I've worked through whatever I did wrong. I have took the medicine and dealt with it. So I can talk openly. For example, you want me to prove it? In my first marriage, I was an infidel. I cheated. Okay. Oh my God. Hey. I'm just telling you the truth. Now you don't like me. That's fine. That was 22 years ago. I'm not saying that it was right then or better now, but it was 22 years ago. See? But why do I talk about that? Because I know these are things potentially that the woman sitting across from me may have faced. And she may, now that's my last post I just put up there. She may have some feelings about having been cheated on. I wouldn't want her to find out that that happened in my past and I just kept that to myself, especially if she shares that with me, that she had been through that. Well, I'm going to share with her that once upon a time, I made those kind of choices. Why? For the very reason I put the post up there, because I might be able to give her some insight as to why I did what I did, and possibly why her previous relationship and the mate did what he did. I'm not him. Yes, true, but I might be able to offer her some insight. See, that's that whole compassion thing. That's that whole caring thing. That's that whole putting somebody else's interest above myself. See, that's why you can't just mess over me, because I bring me to the table and I come rich. Because first of all, I'm a child of God, so I come with him. So automatically I come rich because I have the creator of all things inside me. And I don't hide him in my communication. I bring him forward in my communication. Sitting there at a date, yes, I will bring him forward. Well, my views on this, I bring him forward. I don't hide him. Because if this was a person of interest that I actually wanted to consider to be in a relationship with, I'm not going to hide him in the beginning and then try to break him out later. And then she has to try to figure out if she can handle that. I'm going to bring him to the table, which means since he did change my life and make me new, I can share those things that he fixed in me, that he made better. See, that's deeper than most people want to go, but that's just me. But my thing is, I'm watching, I'm sitting back and I'm noticing that because there's something, and I'm going to say the D word. I know, but there's such a desperation to be in a relationship. I don't care what you posted on your Facebook page. There is such a desperation to be in a relationship that you're even willing to get into a relationship, watch this, by osmosis. Yeah, I said it. I took it back to science class in high school. You just want to just kind of be around and talk a little bit and just kind of we just talk every day and we just kind of feel our way through, like we little cheerings. I don't got no little kids on my page. I don't. So let's talk like grown people for a minute. I don't care what your age is. You ain't no child. That stuff don't work. But I am sitting back watching many of you, my Facebook friends, ladies, who are just hoping that if we just kind of talk for a while and we just in each other's company for so long and we go out with each other, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. What you doing? Okay, we go. See, we went out together and we went out last weekend and the week before that, the week before that, the week before that. Then he starts coming to my house and I start going to his house. I ain't gonna get into that. Don't get nervous. And went to his house and came to my house. And so, we just around each other. So I guess we're in a relationship. But let me ask this question so I can get done. That's osmosis. I call it a relationship by osmosis. You just around each other and he doesn't seem to be talking to anybody else and you don't seem to be talking to anybody else. So Then you take a selfie together and you post it on your page, and he looks in the camera. Brothers, by the way, if you're gonna take a selfie with the lady, smile. Man, most of y'all be smile, man. The woman is trying to get a selfie because she's gonna send a message to all the dudes that's been trying to talk to her that you're the dude. So at least smile. No? Okay. I mean, I see brothers in these selfies, and she be all, and he be. But let me tell you a little secret. Well, it's not a secret, but let me tell you something I like to do. When I see the relationship statuses change, Gabe, you do this? Yes, I do. Listen to me. Now you're going to block me, right? Ladies, when I see your relationship status change, oh, I see it because I get a notification. Guess what I do? Go look at your page? No. No. If you tag that dude, I'm going to his page. And I've done this for years. I've been on Facebook for years. Let me tell you why I do. I've been thinking about doing this broadcast for a while. Because if his status didn't change, if he don't have that same selfie of you and him, I wonder, you are probably in a relationship by osmosis. You are thinking that you guys are together, and you are in terms of you come together, you spend time together. Now, we grown people, but I'm not going to go there. You can figure out what I mean. Y'all come together, you come together, you know, you come together long enough that you come together. Yeah, I said it. I know my Christian friends just passed out. You're going to be all right. Let me talk plain for a second. And not everybody on my page is Christian. So y'all come together and you come together, and then eventually you come together. And so you figure we together because we came together. We come together, we come together, we come together. And so you get so bold that you change, you do the selfie picture, and you change your status. I ain't calling nobody's names. Oh, I've seen the ring. I said, and this is years. This is years I've seen this. This is not just recently, so don't go, Gabe is talking about me. No, I mean years. I've been on Facebook for years. I even told my sister when she wrote a book, she wrote a book, and her publisher said, you need to get on social media. I said, hey, sis, you finna get on social media? Yeah, guess what you're gonna see? You're gonna see people's relationship status change and then change again. And you know what she told me within, 6 months? She said, Gabe, you were right. You were right. I mean, we together. And some, yes, all the way to engagement. Some even married. So I'm not just saying it was just, we quote dating exclusively. No, some people got married, got the wedding certificates, and all that stuff, the ring and everything. And I'm not talking about them necessarily, but even in those situations, and then all of a sudden you go back out of curiosity, and because you see the profile picture change for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I've been on Facebook for years, and you see they got the picture of them, and you see the pictures of the vacations together, and you see it, and he finally cracked a smile. And then all of a sudden, the profile picture changes. And everybody say, congratulations. I don't. I don't. Congratulations, congratulations, everybody, congratulations. Ooh, girl, ooh, girl, ooh, girl. He's handsome. Ooh, girl, congratulations, congratulations. And then I go and I look at his page, and if I don't see that status has changed, I already know, because I'm a man. I already know. And I got a gentleman watching me. He know what I'm saying. He ain't got to say nothing. I ain't going to tell you to say nothing, bro. But we both know that brother ain't as committed to that osmosis relationship as you are. And so my question, ladies, is, what are you doing? Now, I'm not going to give you information to go in so you can say, Gabe said, let me give you an ultimatum. You might do that, but don't blame me for that. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say and be done. Once upon a time, and I got some years on me, but once upon a time, now I would have been a kid when this was going on with my parents' generation, but the man pursued the woman, and they went out on dates to the soda shop, They went to the lane. I ain't gonna say what the lane was called, but some of y'all know what that lane was called. And whatever they did, they went to the school dances, you know, or they went to the, whatever the case may be. And there was a statement made, a promise ring, or I firmly agree, Miss Tatum. I firmly agree. If the relationship, what she said is, if his status doesn't change, there's no relationship, period. And I'm gonna tell you why I agree. I firmly agree with that. But once upon a time, he would give a promise ring. If he was broke like me, he would give her his sweater, his school sweater, you know, what they call it, Letterman's jacket. He would make a statement. Listen, ladies, he would make a statement. He would. And the women, no matter how much they wanted to be in a relationship, would not make a statement beyond he can meet my parents, that kind of thing, meet my family. Ladies, y'all didn't make statements. He had to make the statement. He did. And I know some of you are as old or older than me, and you know that to be true. Now, he still might have cheated. I'm not saying he was a great guy or perfect guy. I'm just telling you, once upon a time, the man would make the statement. The man in this day and time would have been the one to change his status first and then asking you why your status ain't changed. As a matter of fact, he might be so bold, if he that kind of man live now, to say, let's put our Facebook page together. Yeah, I said it. Ladies, where's the statement? Why are you not waiting for the statement? You're not waiting for his statement. No disrespect to you. I know you're every woman and it's all in you. I get it. But understand, if you keep saying it's the man's job to pursue, then isn't it the man's job to make the statement? I know you didn't expect that to come, but you know, Gabe, come on. You watch me on Thursdays. I don't sugarcoat nothing. And when the time comes that I do get into a relationship, you better believe I'm going to make a big statement, not just to her. I'm going to make a big statement to her mama, her daddy, her if she got a child, to her children. I'm going to make the statement. And she's going to follow my lead. Why, Gabe? Because I want her to have, listen, fellas, every confidence that after years of being, and I've been single for years, that when I do move that way, no matter how many women I got to know, no matter how many women I became friends with, she's going to know because of my statement, she is the one. And she ain't gonna have to come and ask me nothing. I'm gonna be asking her, so when can I let the people know? Can I let the people know that you and I are together? And I want her to be, well, yeah, it's okay. And blush like she's crazy. Yeah, I said it. Where is that? Don't tell me about romance. I'm just saying, sis, I know you're every woman and you're independent and you can buy your own everything. But when are you going to let the dude make the statement? And I know you don't want me to address what if he don't make the statement. I'm going to get there. Hold up. I'm rushing through. But let the dude make the statement. Let him make the statement. Let him be the one who's so happy to have you in his life. Did you hear what I said? Let him be the one who's so excited that you beautiful woman that you are, you smart woman that you are, you talented woman that you keep telling us that you are. Let him be the one. You get compliments from men all day long. I know you. I see you, ladies. You're gorgeous. You're fine. You're absolutely tremendous. He gives you those compliments too. But when is he going to give those compliments for the world? Did you remember? I don't know y'all remember this because nobody reads the newspaper anymore. But when a person got engaged, they actually put that in the newspaper that when you would get married, they would make a public statement. And you literally would have to tell them not to announce your engagement or wedding. Otherwise, they're going to put it in there. They're going to put it in the newspaper that sister so-and-so is no longer single. And every man who was getting after her now has to step back because Gabe stepped up and said, fellas, she is mine, or at least we're together. We may not be married, but we're together. And we got this social media platform like Facebook and YouTube and Twitter where this man can make the statement. Now, fellas, why don't we make the statement? I know the ladies want me to talk about it. Because some of us, not all, are scared. But my question is, what you scared of? What you scared of, fellas? If you think she's worth exclusively dating her, because that's what you're doing, you're out with her all the time. Listen to what I'm saying. You're constantly contacting her. You're communicating with her every single day. This is not somebody just once in a while you'll shoot a text or call. Hey, girl, just catching up with you. How you doing? No, this is someone, listen to me, men, that you are contacting on a constant basis, that you are talking to dead tired when you get off work. You are talking to her and you know you're doing it. You're talking to her and no one else. You are making a statement to her, which is why she thinks relationship by osmosis. See how that goes together? Because you have isolated on her. You are extending, yeah, I'm going to say it. I know my Christian friends are going to pass out again. Get you some water and fan yourself. But you are extending in weekend invitations. Yes, I know you're doing it. Don't tell on yourself. Just look forward. You're extending weekend invitations. You're giving her a key to your place. You're telling her with your actions that basically you're focusing in on her. Okay, cool. And she's reciprocating. She's receiving the key. She is now, again, you're making a statement to her. But here's the problem, fellas. And you see her getting all mushy and all up in your grill, and you're loving it. But she's got to bring up, when am I going to meet mom? Dad. She's got to bring up, am I ever going to meet your kids? She's got to bring up, what about your friends? And you looking at her like you being a little pushy. Didn't I give you a key to my apartment? Okay, fellas, but I just told her, let you make the statement. And you made a statement to her that you like being around her. See, ladies, listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you. But there's the statement of, I like you, listen. And then there's a statement of, I want everyone to know it's you and me. Those are two different statements. I know I sound old-fashioned. I know. But maybe some of that stuff works. And maybe we need to bring some of it back. When do we give the pen, the promise ring, the Letterman jacket? When do we make the statement? No, I'm not saying you got to go all the way to full-on engagement. But if you're going to take this woman off the market in terms of her not talking to others and telling somebody like me, hey, Gabe, I got to stop talking to you because I'm with this man. Okay, cool, whatever. But I get concerned for her. Listen, fellas, when I ask her, has he made any statements? And she says things like, well, no, but. Ladies, stop covering for us. Stop trying to fix it for us and make us make the statement. Now, when I say make, I just said, now I'm not talking about ultimatums necessarily. I'll finish with that. What I'm saying is, fellas, if you're going to be in her grill all the time, and she's loving it, I'm not saying that's bad. She loves the time spent. She wants to be around you all the time. If that's the case, cool. However, fellas, come on. What are you doing? She's reciprocating the time and attention you're giving. She's loving it. You know, whether she wants to say it or not, she's desperately desiring to get that attention, to be romanced or whatever the case may be. She wants to go on the exclusive weekends. I don't care what she say. She want to go. She want to go on the weekends. She want to go to the concerts. She wants to walk on the beach. She wants to do all of that. And you are providing that exclusively. But when the time comes, she's taking the selfie and you sitting there worried about who's going to see it. You haven't told your mom yet. You haven't told your dad yet. What are you waiting on? You don't always visit your mama anymore because you're spending time with her. You're always in her company. And so mom knows that she exists. but you won't say anything to mom. Why? Because you made some bad decisions in the past. What are you afraid of? And if you are afraid of that, then ease up off her, and you and I, let's talk so we can work through those issues so that when you go back to talking to her, then she doesn't have to be second guessing herself. I said a mouthful right there. You got her second guessing herself, bruh, because on one hand, she feels the love or the affection or the attention, and yet you got her second guessing herself. She don't know if she can tell her parents yet. She don't know if she can tell her children yet. She don't know if she can tell her grandkids, whatever the case may be, her co-workers. She let slip that she went out. Now she don't know what to do. Now she don't know. She don't know if she should go ahead and let herself believe and trust and be in the relationship, or it's not a relationship. No. See, my brother told me over 7 years ago, Gabe, don't play that game. Now, there you go. That's a game. Fellas, that's a game. If you just intend on kind of hanging out with each other, you guys are attracted to each other, I already said, obviously that makes sense, but you're not going to go any deeper than that, then even though you know she'll probably leave you alone, at least tell her. At least tell her, and then she can make the decision to keep dealing with you or not deal with you. That just makes sense, fellas. Just tell her, look, man, look, woman, I don't intend on going any deeper with you than this. Well, why are you talking to me every day? Why are you trying to see me every day? And I've had women tell me, Gabe, every day we together, every day we talk all the time, every day we're on the phone. And if we don't get to see each other, we'll talk until the wee hours of the night. And he's got to get up early, and I got to get up early, and we got to do this and go to work, and we'll be thinking about it, texting each other throughout the day. And I'm sitting there going, that sounds like a relationship. So he's doing all of that to hold you. I said it. I try not to hold you in space. While he's what? Contemplating the moon and the stars? I mean, trying to figure out the rotation of the earth around the sun? What's going on here? Ladies, don't be so quick to post a selfie. Don't be so quick to change your status until he makes the statement. Even if it's exclusive dating, let him, first of all, ask you. What happened to that? Not just osmosis. Hey, man, ask me the question. Do you want me to be your boo or not? Or lady or girl or woman or whatever term you use. Do you want me to exclusively be your woman? Yes or no? Now, ladies, you done told this dude 417 times. I counted. Yeah, I counted. I was a fly on the wall. I was counting. One, look, she told him again. She told him in a text. She told him in a Skywrite message. She told him on a Facebook message. She told him on Twitter. She told him with memes. She's been telling this dude the whole time they've been talking. I am nobody's side piece. She keeps saying it. I'm nobody's secret. Fellas, she's talking to you. She ain't talking to me, because I don't treat people like side pieces. What is that? A side piece suggests that you have a relationship somewhere else that you are exclusively in, and she's just the person you see from time to time. So that's why she says, fellas, I am not a side piece. She's not saying I don't enjoy our interaction, our relating to each other. She's just saying I don't want to be hidden like a side piece. Yeah, you're single, so she's not a side piece. But understand, fellas, why she's saying it? Because she's feeling like you don't want to introduce her to anybody, because you don't intend. There it is. I'm trying not to be mean, but let's be honest. You don't actually intend on having anything long-term with her. And you're enjoying where it's at. So then say that and lose it, or risk losing it. You never know. I'm going to move on. You just never know. You never know. Trust me when I tell you, you never know. If she's communicated undoubtedly by her words, her actions, and her deeds that she wants to be in a long-term exclusive relationship, and fellas, you really know, but you just don't want to say that you don't intend to be, leave her alone. Yeah, she's fine. I know. I see her. I see her, fellas. She's fine. She's built exactly like you want, but you ain't at that point. You're not ready for that. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Have the decency and the compassion to leave her alone. Leave her alone. Because the only other thing is either you're afraid You're playing a game. Not only are you not afraid, you just don't care. Because that's the only other thing. Either you're afraid or you really don't care. My movie reference here is Boomerang. I go to it every time. I usually don't have this conversation like this. I have it with individuals. But I decided to bring this to my Facebook, YouTube family. Fellas, we can't, that Boomerang was a movie, dude. I know what happens in real life. You know, I understand art imitating real life. I get it. But fellas, some of those situations end very, very, very badly. Sometimes dangerously. We can't do it, man. We can't do it, guys. If you know that this woman is at that point where she's starting to get exclusive with you, and you know you're not there, then you ain't gonna be there no time soon. Say it. So now I'm all the way back to the beginning. So I got on Facebook and I made a statement very clearly. I'm not gonna read it again. I am single. So if I extend an invitation to someone who might be watching me now, you understand. Listen, don't go, well, Gabe extended me an invitation, so maybe I'm going to be able to convince him. I don't know what that nonsense is. I don't know who's the first one who came up with that nonsense, but ladies, stop. Stop. This notion that once you get out with him, you know, if he could just start talking to you every day, you know, you really like him. And so you're hoping that he'll change his mind. So if you know you offer to cook him dinner, and this is why you end up going further than you intend to go. Yeah, I said it. We grown people. And I'm not saying that you don't enjoy the things that you're doing. Notice I'm not saying the words, but you might enjoy what you're doing, but you didn't intend to go that far with him because you really was hoping that he would be the one to initiate. But because he wasn't moving fast enough, you started, and I've said this to so many women in the 7 years, you start compromising your stance. But Gabe, you don't want me to give him an ultimatum. No, I'm a dude. Trust me, you don't want to be throwing out ultimatums to men. That doesn't go well. Because if you do get them via an ultimatum, you got them via an ultimatum. Think about that for a moment. If you had to give the dude an ultimatum to step up to the plate of the relationship you want, that's not good. You can't have confidence in that relationship because it came by the sheer force of your ultimatum. That if he is the man and he finds a wife, he finds a good thing, but you had to push him by threatening to leave and go talk to somebody else, that's the only reason why he stepped up, then he really didn't step up. He didn't step up. He really didn't. He just likes you around. So guess what's going to happen? And I know you don't want to hear it, and I'm not prophesying. Some of you have already lived through this. You get married, or you get engaged, or you start dating exclusively, and the moment you go, okay, I got what I want, now you don't hear from them. Now you don't talk every day. Come on, y'all don't talk back to me. Don't even say nothing. I already know. I've had this conversation 100 times 100. Trust me, I've had many women tell me this. Gabe, he changed. He didn't change. He just had no intentions of being pushed to that level, but he so desperately wanted to keep you around. Maybe you were a mother figure, whatever the case may be. He enjoyed the sex. I finally said it. He enjoyed the sex, whatever the case may be. And so he wanted to keep you around. And so he took your ultimatum. And so even to the point of marriage, yes, Gabe, marriage, yes. Some of these dudes will marry you. And then my other post about cheating. Because now you have to keep giving him ultimatums to keep him tuned into the relationship. That's when you have a conversation with somebody like me and say, Gabe, why do I feel like I'm doing all the work here? Because that's how you got there in the first place. That's why, fellas, whether you like me saying it or not, I don't care. You be the first one if you really want that woman exclusively. I'm not just talking about y'all hang out with each other. Exclusively. I'm not talking about every once in a blue moon you text each other. No, I mean, you know, you're spending the kind of time that's exclusive. Fellas, If she's for it and she's willing to be tired and wait to get your phone calls, she's willing to meet you when she's exhausted. Dude, I'm telling you, she's crushing hard. That's an old school phrase. She's crushing hard, fellas, and you need to wake up and have some compassion and stop being so narcissistic and trying to collect and just say, look, I think you want something more than I'm prepared to give, boo. And I enjoy my time with you. No games here. I don't want to hurt you anymore. Unfortunately, I'm probably finished by saying we need to step back. And then let her step back. Now she's not gonna be happy. I wasted all this time. That's on her. Maybe she had in her mind that the way she was going to manipulate the situation. This is why, ladies, I'm talking to you too. Stop doing that. Stop trying to position yourself and every little thing you offer is supposed to try to prove to him you're some awesome woman. Just be yourself. And if he is going to like you, he's going to like the presentation that you are. You don't have to be trying to, I'm a great cook. Yeah, there's a lot of great cooks out there. Stop. Oh, I'm good in bed. There's a lot of women who's probably good in bed, I'm sure. Oh, I'm just so giving. There's a lot of women who are giving. You think you're saying something that makes you better than somebody else? No, goofball. You're just saying what other women have told him. He's had other women telling the same thing. Don't you get it? Other women told him about being good cooks, great cooks. Other women told him about being great moms and grandmas. Do you understand? Look, I'm telling you what the truth is. Other women have said it to me, and they've said it to other men who are watching me now. We have heard that stuff over and over and over and over. That's not what's going to make you unique. You know what makes you unique to the man? The man. I dare somebody tell me I'm wrong. The only way a woman is going to be unique to me is I choose it. There's nothing you can do that makes you unique to me. If it's then stay with me, Christian friends. Don't get mad. But your boob size, your butt size, your height, your skinny, your chubby, your chunky, your curvy. Men just like what we like. There's nothing, ladies, you can do. You can go kill yourself at a gym, and then you'll just have the dudes who like skinny women like. That's it. And some of us, we ain't even nailed that down. Some men ain't even nailed it down. They like tall, skinny, short, black, white, blue, green, yellow. We like what we like. So ladies, there's really not, I got a master's degree. That dude don't give a rip about your master's degree. I've said this before and women got mad at me and went off. I don't care. I'm not looking at a woman trying to see what level of education she got. I have never shown interest in a woman on the basis of her educational level. Never. Never. I'm telling you what I know. Never. I have shown interest on the basis of her looks, but I have never shown interest in a woman on the basis of her educational level. Never. Never. And in fact, all of that is unimpressive to me. Can we hold a conversation? Can you and I talk and click? That's all that matters. Whether you got an AA degree, a high school diploma, or you got 10 PhDs. If we can talk to each other and vibe, which is not a word I like, but anyway, and we can communicate with each other, and there seems to be not always agreement, but we seem to be able to reason through things together, we're good. And you don't have to have a bachelor's degree in psychology like me or some related subject. You don't have to have been a school teacher like me. You don't have to be in ministry like me. I don't tend to talk to women in interest of relationships who are preachers. I'm not saying I'm not getting into that today. I just don't. Because I don't want competition. I don't want unnecessary, nonsensical, you didn't preach that right. I've been through all of that. I'm not going through that crap again. So the truth of the matter is, can we relate to each other at that human level? If we can't relate to each other at that base human level, then we're not going to be able to be together exclusively and get married. So ladies, after you get through laying out your resume, then what? What if he doesn't reciprocate by making you his woman? Now you done laid out your resume and now you stuck. Because now he want to go out to dinner, and you waited for him to respond to the fact that you got a bachelor's degree, and he was like, oh, okay, cool. What you getting in? Oh, I got it in human services. Oh, okay, human resources, whatever it's called, human services. Okay, great. Anyway, you want to go to Applebee's? And you thought that he was going to go, ooh, you would make a great wife. You have a degree in human services. No, he just went, oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't going to school myself. And he moves on. He'll be more impressed if you can say the numbers of the running back for his favorite team than he would if you lay out your GPA. Do you understand what I'm saying? But fellas, we can't do it, man. We can't do it. These women are so desirous, change the D word, to be in a relationship that they're just okay, it's a relationship. I'm gonna make it a relationship. I'm gonna say we're in a relationship. I'm just gonna put a selfie and all of dudes. A selfie for a woman with you is huge for her. Changing her relationship status on Facebook, oh my God, that's like God himself spoke. I know what I know, and that they may not like me saying it, fellas, but I know what I know, because they've been single for 10 years or 5 years or 6 years or 2 years or 8 months or whatever it is. So when they finally change that status, and they may have 5 or 6 gentlemen on their Facebook pages that have been in their DMs. Listen to me, I'm telling their business right now. So when they change the status and they post a picture and they put the link between you and them, and they say soulmates and all this kind of thing, dude, they're not just talking to you. They're not even talking to you. As a matter of fact, they talking to them dudes. They talking to that nosy auntie. They talking to that crazy grandma who been after him to get married for the last 20 years and won't leave him alone. They talking to all their cousins, their nieces, nephews, who keep wondering what's wrong with them and why they won't get into a relationship. They may be talking to their grown children and to their grandchildren. They are sending a message to their community that you are sitting back letting them sin, but you're not sending an equal to or greater message. Fellas, step up. Be a man. I can say that. I don't like when they do, but I'm saying it. And say, come here, boo. Before you change your status, hold on. Let me do it first. Let me tag you in mine. Matter of fact, not just a tag. Let me send a group text to all these people who are close to me, especially my friends, which should include, probably includes, some females. Because I need them to sign off? No. Because I need them to understand. Because I need them to respect that the woman that I'm getting ready to introduce to you, it's all about her. We may not make it all the way to the altar. We may not stand before the priest, preacher, whoever. But for right now, and right now in my life, I am at a point where this woman, to my left or my right, is in my life. And I need everyone to know, that she is it. And we're going to work on trying to get to, hopefully, let me be my Christian self for a moment, marriage. Not live together. Hey, I understand not everybody's a Christian. I don't recommend living together and all of that. But you want everybody to know. You want to, fellas, make that statement. Where's that pen? Where's that Letterman jacket? I know I'm old. I get it. Where's that Letterman jacket? Where's that pen? Where's that promise ring? Where is the Twitter? Where is that tweet? Where is that Facebook post? Where is the selfie that you take when you're the one holding the camera and she can smile because you are telling the world it's you? She didn't have to do it. You did it. You let out. And I promise you, fellas, and I know there's a woman probably going to want to argue with me just because of what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to end with this. Dude, if you do it, she may be like, oh, you ain't got to do all that, but trust me, her insides are going to be jumping. Just trust me, dude. That's like buying a diamond ring for many of these women who've already had the diamond rings before, who had the big weddings before, women who've been married before, women who've been in exclusive or engaged before. If you step up, fellas, and you settle in your mind, in your heart that she's the one, at least you want to make her exclusive to yourself. You may not be meaning she's the one, let's get married tomorrow, but she's the one that I want to announce to the world that this is my woman. And when I call her at night, I'm calling the woman that I just told Facebook, Twitter, and every other social media platform you're on. You told your mama, your daddy, you went to your dead mama's grave, Big Mama's grave, and said, Big Mama, I don't know if you're listening, but I'm going with her. I want you to know, though I know you can't hear me, I want you to know it's her. I want you to know, if you are listening, it's her. Fellas, make that statement. Ladies, wait till he makes the statement. Don't stop doing relationships by osmosis, where we just spend time together all the time. So I guess we're in a relationship. I know that feels good. I know. I've talked to y'all. Y'all told me, Gabe, but you know, we spend time, we're always talking, and he calls me every night, and we say, you get off. No, you get up. You hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, that nonsense. You hang up. No, you. No, you. No, you. No, you. Just hang up the phone. And then you hang up and send a text. Oh, did you go to bed yet? Would you go to bed, silly? Okay, I'm done. I'm just being goofy. Ladies, if he doesn't, I'm trying not to say this, but you're going to make me say it. If he doesn't, and you've been talking to him for months, and you're talking to each other this much, and you're talking to each other this much, where you're talking every night, listen, every night or every other night, and you're going out on your free time, and he still hasn't said anything, and you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you shouldn't go past 6 months at this point. And you're heavily into this situation, and he still won't ask you, man, what happened to asking? Would you be my girl? And he still hasn't asked you. I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna leave it up to you. You can either ask him. I just suggest you be gentle. Hey, boo. Yeah, we've been talking very exclusively, and you call me, and I love it. I love it. Tell him I love it. Man, I just love hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you too, man. And you gave me a key to your place. Like, oh my God. I was like, oh my, what do I do with that? You even let me look in your phone and all of this kind of stuff. You gave me access to your email. I mean, whatever. But 6 months. Do you want me to be your girl? Oh, I just thought you already knew. No, man. No, man. You know what? I know you like me, and I know we enjoy each other's time, but I'm a little old-fashioned. And I'm saying this even to the 20, 30-year-olds who are on my page, if you're listening or you're on YouTube. Kind of, no, I'm a little old-fashioned, and I don't want to force you. This is not an ultimatum, but I would appreciate if you would ask me. And if he flip out, and if he go off, dump him immediately. You understand? Dump him. Gabe, really? I love it. I know you do. But if he flips out because you gently ask him to make what you're feeling, to corroborate what you're feeling, to make the statement, I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to have to. If he just avoids it and looks at you crazy and says, girl, let's just go out to eat, and why you keep coming at me, and I feel like you're trying to pressure me, and you know what I've been through. Yes, boo, we've talked about it. We've talked about what happened. We talked about what she did, and I've told you I would never do that. Well, how do I know? Well, do you want us to get counseling together? And if he still goes, well, I'm just telling you, ladies, he's playing a game. He's playing a game. And I don't mean cuss him out. I don't know some of you, no, have some self-respect and just leave him alone. And if you need to know why, come watch this video as many times as you need to watch it so you understand why. He's playing a game. Leave him alone. Don't give him an ultimatum. Leave him alone. Watch this now. And if in time You go back to, maybe you don't want to do it right away, but eventually you start accepting invitations from others, and you start talking to others, and you move on. And he comes back and says, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good." "How about yourself?" "I'm good." "So what are you up to?" "Well, that's not really for us." "What do you mean, Gabe?" "Listen to me. He had his opportunity. He did everything to try to show you that he really liked you, but he did nothing to make the statement that his like for you is so significant he wants the world to know. And giving you his key to his apartment that's very isolated and nobody knows. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. I could give 5 women keys to my house. Now, I wouldn't do that. It's stupid. But what I'm saying is, I can give this key and say, you can come in on Tuesdays, and give another person a key and you can come in on Mondays. What does that mean? Nothing. And just have women coming to see me all the time. Well, that's for me. That's to please me. No, a statement to his world, to his community. And if he just doesn't do it, how he gonna pop back up? "Oh, I just want to see how you." "Oh, I'm good." You ain't gotta tell him you dating other men and all that nonsense. Just say, "I'm good." "How about you?" "Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I really miss you." You know what? I missed our time too. I don't miss you. I missed our time as well. And I really wanted it to be more. "Well, I wasn't ready." "Yeah, I know." "Okay, you be good. I gotta go." "Oh, it's like that?" It's like that. It's like that. Just listen. I'm a man telling you this. I'm a man. Don't try to manipulate him. Don't try to linger to see if he's gonna try to move back in or squeeze back into your life. No. You maintain your standard. And your standard is, if I want to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship. Period. But Gabe, what if I end up single? Okay, but does your stance matter enough to you to risk being single? Love you. Till next time. Have a good one.